he had this big surgery where he had like a tumor in the side of his mouth, and they had to get rid of it. They had to completely remove like the cheek of his mouth. So like if he was a human, you could literally just stick your entire hand in his mouth. Um, yeah, and then we made sure he wasn't in pain, and then in July, we sort of knew by that operation that it wasn't going to save his life, and that soon, very soon, he would have to go down. We would have to put him down.
Right. So, how about first of all, you just introduce yourself? Just like, who are you? Some people might not know.
Okay. Um, I'll tell you, I prepared for a lot of things today because I knew you guys were coming in, and that was one of the things I did not prepare to think about, to be honest. Um, so many cameras around as well. I'm loving it. Um, so I'm Joseph O'Reilly, also known as YNG, and for coming on 4 years now, in September of 2024, uh, coming on 4 years now in September 2024, I have been making content on YouTube, mostly music and Minecraft related. I'm a very small channel. I'm from Ireland. I think I'm ranked like 2000, the 2000th biggest channel, roughly around there in Ireland, which I think is pretty cool, but could be bigger, you know. I started YouTube 4 years ago, back in 2020, middle of the pandemic, and I guess I was just playing Minecraft on a little tablet I had, Pocket Edition, and I guess I was just like, well, I like playing this. I might as well document it. Maybe I can get some memories out of it. So I did, and I posted that to YouTube as one does. I wanted to see, could I do anything with it? Could I just keep it there, like archive it? If anyone watched it, that's pretty cool. What are you gonna do? And it sort of just expanded from there. I really got into it a few videos later, and I started doing tutorials and such and stuff like that. And I just so got into it, and that's when I knew I sort of like I like this. I sort of want to do this more. Well, as I said, I started just sort of documenting myself, and then I really got into it. So I had watched creators like DanTDM, Stampede, Popular MOS. These guys, I had like these guys, huge YouTubers at the time, Minecraft YouTubers, and I think they're all still going apart from Popular MOS. I know Stampy and DanTDM are still going anyway, and I watched those videos and I was like, I want to play this game. I love this. I want to play this game like this, the same way they're doing it. And I did. I just sort of got my own worlds going. I play with my brothers occasionally, and I just started documenting myself. I just started doing it. It just sort of became my thing. I would do it like whenever I had any free time. I just loved to do it. Love to record myself just building whatever I'm doing in Minecraft that day. I just hit the record button, boom, start it. Building a base, record that, show people. Trying to survive from zombies, do that. Make it funny. Record it, show people. The name, okay. Uh, a lot of people tend to have like such cool origin stories with their names. I don't really. Um, and I always knew some at some point someone would ask me where my name came from. So if you didn't know, my original name is the most cringy thing ever. It's Yeah Minecraft Gamer. That used to be my proper name. If someone wanted to like DM me on Discord or something, they'd have to use that full name. It was ridiculous. And um I came up with that name because it was the day I started doing YouTube. I was watching a video on DanTDM, and he was explaining how he got his name. And it was all to do, Diamond Minecraft, stuff like that. He was just explaining that. And then while watching that video, something in my head just clicked. I don't know how the name came up with it. I don't know how I came up with it. It was just something like I play Minecraft. I want to play Minecraft for YouTube, and I game. So I just put Ya in front of that for whatever reason. And that was my name from then on, solely because I was watching someone else explain their name. And then later on, people started using an abbreviation for my name, which was YNG. And that came from a guy called Rough Crowd. He used to be on Yacraft, which was my SMP. Got up to 4 seasons, very proud. And he just sort of started using YMG as an abbreviation. A few years later, it just became my full name. I just decided I don't want this name anymore. It might be holding me back. So I wanted to keep the name mostly because I had just ordered this hoodie. And I wanted to keep the name so I could keep the logo so I didn't have to get a new hoodie because this was expensive, to be honest. And yeah, I just changed it so I could still keep the original logo as a reference. And yeah, that's how I got the name. Now everyone just calls me YMG. No need for an abbreviation anymore because it's short enough. How big is the team? Well, you guys have been a part of the team for a while now. I know how. Well, we want to find out how big the team is. There's like let's count. 1, 2, including yourself. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't recognize you. Hello. We'll get to that later. So there's 5 people in here, including yourself. 6, including me. And I don't even think we need 5 people to operate behind the cameras. We don't need that many people. Why are you? I don't know why most of you are here, to be honest. But I do have an excessive team in real life. It's like a nice group who help me record. You guys know this. You know most of them, I think. But then when we get digitally and we go online, the team is massive. I'm talking. I think there's about 180, maybe 200 people, something near that vicinity. Like it's huge, like unnecessarily big, I think. And I don't know most of these people. Like a vast majority of them, I do not know. They're hired by some higher level people on my team that I do know, and they just like help out. And I do hope to meet a lot of them eventually at some point. But it's crazy. Like pretty much every day is someone's birthday. That's what it feels like. And I just get notified, oh, it's such and such's birthday, whoever it is. You might want to say happy birthday to them. And that's how I met like a few people on the team as well, who I hadn't met before, who were just, help out. I met a few of them solely by saying happy birthday to them. There's so many people. But yeah, because there's editing, there's music, there's ideas. I have a whole team of about 5, 6 people solely for ideas. I don't come up with all of my ideas clearly, and the ones I do come up with probably don't get used a lot, to be honest. And then I have like 2 managers for my channel, so 2 people like advisors, sort of. They tell me what I should be doing, what I shouldn't be doing, and yeah, they're pretty much just advisors, really. Advisory, advising managers. I don't know, that's what you'd call them. And then just so many other people. There's even 1 or 2 groups, like there's a whole team, and then there's like several subgroups in the team. So like there's a subgroup for like people who edit, act, etc. And the acting team, a lot of them unfortunately don't get used a lot because I don't have a big requirement for acting all the time. But when I do, I try to call on them as much as I can. And something you should know is most of these people work voluntarily. They do this out of their free time because they want to, because there's so many people, we just can't really afford to pay them all. And we only pay like 3, 4 people max. I forget who it is. And if someone has a problem that we can't pay them, well then most of the time they'll just be like, okay, I'm sorry, I can't do this. That's fine, I understand. We understand. But yeah, we have most people working voluntarily, which I think is great because it just shows how much people want to be part of a team like this. It's really cool. There's a lot of things that helped me get to where I am today. First of all, the huge amount of team that I have. Like there's so many people, and like they don't get enough credit. Like most of them don't get credited in the videos, which is absolutely horrible. But let's face it, if they all got credited in the video, it would be like an extra 10 minutes long at least. But I would love to be able to do something that credits all of them, like maybe, I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. We'll get on it probably after this video. We'll try to figure out something. I'd love to credit everyone involved because it's just amazing. But yeah, they're one of the things that helped get me and the channel to where we are today. And a lot of the things, I would say this for like people who want to go into the YouTube game, they want to break into it, or just any content in general on any platform. Never underestimate the power of shoutouts. Now you want to be careful with shoutouts because like at some point it can ruin your channel and it can ruin other people's channel because like say you got someone with 1 million subscribers and they're like, oh, you should go check out this channel, this person is amazing, and they only have like 10 subscribers. That looks so tacky on the huge person's channel. While it might get that person a ton of subscribers, it still just looks so tacky, and that can damage their channel. And it can also just damage your channel. So like maybe you get 200 subscribers from that. That's a bit excessive, but let's just say you get 200 subscribers for that. A lot of them are gonna watch a few of your videos after subscribing, and then maybe they'll be like, this isn't for me, I don't really like this content, so they're gonna unsubscribe, and that's gonna feel so bad for you. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've looked at my sub count. Like, I do it in the mornings usually. I look at my sub count and be like, that's pretty cool. I come back the next day, maybe I've lost 1 or 2 subscribers, and that just feels horrible. Like, I know maybe it's suddenly not the content someone's looking for, because I've had a drastic change in content over the past few months, but it just feels so bad. Like, I don't mind if someone unsubscribes, but it still just doesn't feel great. But it's something every creator has to get over, people unsubscribing or not liking their content and stuff. So, where I got, how I got to where I am is I worked my way up with subscribers, as we all know, as we all do at some point. I just worked my way up. I kept doing consistent content, and people started liking it a bit. And then I joined a server called CreatorCraft, which I'm not a part of anymore. But I started basing with this guy called AshMC, who, if you didn't know, has roughly 150,000 subscribers as of right now. Roughly, I haven't checked it in a few months, but at the time, I think he had about 140,000. And anyway, I started basing with him. We were like best friends on the server, and as soon as his first video came out, I didn't even know he had linked my channel or anything in the video. But as soon as it went up, I went to sleep, and then I woke up the next morning. I checked my sub count. Wow, it's gone up by almost 100. And then I came back the next day. Wow, it's gone up by like almost 100, like maybe 70 or 80 subscribers. It just went up so fast, and over the next week, I got like 280 subscribers. Like, it was insane for my channel at the time, who just before that had maybe had about 80 or 90 subscribers. I was just about to break 100, and that was it. I got featured in this video. Now, that's not something you want to do all the time. You don't always want to get featured in someone's video and just have shout outs working for you. You do want to work your way up with your own content, and hopefully people will like that. But that is a very powerful tool that sometimes you might have at your disposal. It's very handy having someone shout you out. Well, I always wanted to do Minecraft content. I knew that from a very early start. Like, pretty much as soon as Minecraft came out, that was in about 2009. It officially came out in 2011, we all know that. But in 2009, my father, at the time he was a beta tester, and he said, "Hey, look at this game." He said it to me and my brothers, and we all played it, and we playing it together. We actually started enjoying it, and we just played it for a few years, and then it probably came out. There was tons of updates. I remember it was so amazing, and I was so fascinated by the game, how suddenly something could just be added to the game, and that could change the entire game. And I remember just playing, and occasionally my brothers would lose interest. Then a few weeks later, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, let's play this." They loved it, and then they hated it. They loved it. It's a whole pattern. The entire time, I was always there playing it as much as I could every day, and then I sort of got out of it after a few years. Like, I would still play it most days, but I got into other games because I used to love playing the Wii. And if you didn't know this about me, my very first channel, like, it was way over a decade ago, I know that. It was literally me. I got a tablet and I held it up I like propped it up against the sofa or whatever, and just had it recording my TV while I played a Star Wars game on the Wii. Which I wish I still had the Wii because that was a surprisingly fun game. Like I just like you could use the Wii remote as a lightsaber, and you could just. I just love the fact that you could kill random things, even the good guys. You could just kill them with the lightsaber. It was so fun. Um, and yeah, that's how I started, and that's how I was going for a long time. Just Minecraft or gaming content in general, mostly Minecraft, about 99% Minecraft to be honest. And then eventually, it was only in the past year, I started getting really into music. Like I would just try write like a melody and just put some extra music to it. And obviously, it was not good at the start. I don't know how good I am now, to be honest. Um, and then I created a separate channel for that, YMG Music, which I used not a lot, and it went down after a few months because I realized I could just post it to my main channel and people would probably be fine with it. And um, I started getting into that. Then I really got into it, and I was like listening to music from other people, and I was like, I like this. I would love to do like a cover of this, and that was the mindset I kept for a few months, just thinking, this is really cool. I like this. And then one day I was like, what if I do something about this? What if I just like try to satisfy that need and actually make like a cover of a song? So I did. I went out and I made one, and it was "Missing Something" by Try Hard Ninja. That's the first song I did, and it wasn't the best. Let's face it. My earlier songs were not the best, but I think they gradually started to improve because I got more used to it, and I learned so much um about I learned so much about music doing that. Like I had done previously about 4 years of music theory, and that was insane. I learned so much from that, but hands on, I learned so much more than I did in music theory. And I'm not saying don't do music theory. You learn so much in it, and it was so handy, and I'm so glad I did it. But I learned so much more just getting hands on doing music. But I think if you do want to do music, you should definitely take music theory in, like, if you're doing school or whatever, or even just like occasional classes. You should do that. It really helped me out. I'm really glad I did that. So yeah, that's and I had always wanted to become something in music as well as Minecraft. So I was like, oh yeah, we'll just do this as well. I like this, and hopefully now that's what my channel's gonna be. It's gonna be like a fusion of Minecraft and music, and occasionally that's gonna go together hand in hand, like parody songs, Minecraft parody songs. But I think those are gonna be my two main content sources: Minecraft and music, because I really like both, and I would really love to be a creator for both of those. The bag. Oh, you mean this thing? Oh, right. It's not really that interesting to be honest. Oh, it's it's a Levi's bag. It's just like a man bag. You put it around you, you know. You wear it like on your waist, sort of. And I mostly have it for when I'm doing out of studio recording. There's nothing really in it right now. I have a microphone, lavalier microphone, just a little wireless one. Uh, a really old tape recorder. I inherited this from my granddad years and years ago. When he died, he gave it to me, and I'm so glad he did because it's so handy. Like, I think this is so cool. Like, it's got, you open it up and there's a tape in it, like a full on tape that you actually record stuff on. And this thing is really old. I mean, does it have a date on it? I don't think it does. Yeah, so there's no date on it or year. But I can tell you it is at least 30 to 40 years old. It is like incredibly old and somehow in such good condition. I don't know how I was able to keep it in this good condition, but it's amazing. I just love that. And then I have one other thing. This is just, it goes with the lavalier microphone. You just plug it into whatever you're recording with, and you just boom, then it's just connected to that device. And usually there's a few other things in here, but not today because I haven't needed it in a while. Oh, there's something else. Hey! Oh, these have been here a while, but they're mint, so they should still be good. Is there a date on these? Oh, these went off in These went off in November 2023. I'm gonna taste one, see how it is. Tastes absolutely fine. These are old though, but I'm glad I found those. Oh, they're a bit stale. They're fine. Setup, yeah. So we are currently in the setup right now. My setup, like my studio where I work, and I'm not gonna do a tour right now. I might do it in a future video because like it's so messy right now. I have two completely different desks, one there, and they're so messy. I need to tidy them up so badly. I need to do sweep and I need to dust them off. Like it's so unorganized. I'm the most unorganized person in the world. Like there's a Pringles can right here, an empty one, at that. Completely empty. There's broken Lego all over the place, and that's mostly from this guy. Oh, I broke him. Lego YMG, who I accidentally smashed the other day. I broke him, and usually I rebuild him, and I was trying to, but there's so many pieces missing, and I have yet to find them. They've gone everywhere, so he's sort of just laying on the desk looking like an autopsy right now. And yeah, there's just so many different things. So I'm not going to do a tour right now, but I will in the future, definitely 100%. So as a child, like a young child, I was always very creative. I loved like drawing pictures and just building Lego, stuff like that that I could be proud of and you could see that I had done. And one of the things I really got into when I was about 6 or 7 was writing stories. Now, I'm not saying I was really good at it, but I think I was maybe slightly above average, with maybe not how good the book was, but how long it was and what it was about. I had very good ideas, are very creative. I might be able to find some. I think I have like an old box of them around here. Wait, old box of a few books. Wow, it's dusty. A few books and mostly notebooks. These are like my ideas from the past few years. A lot of them, and they're mostly not filled up. Unfortunately, I just tend to get new ones all the time for some reason. But they have like Minecraft ideas, video ideas, stuff like that in them, as well as like I made little books. So like I have some here. I wrote one called Hotel Ghost, and here it is. It's just a few pages stuck together, and it doesn't have anything on the back. I never finished it apparently. I finished most of them. It looks like I put this one physically together first, and then I just wrote inside it. Very interesting. I like that one. Not gonna show that one. That's a bit weird. That needs a lot of explaining. Oh, I like this one. This was like a superhero origin story called Blaster, and I really like the picture. I mostly made the book so I could make that picture, and that was very interesting. I think. A random comic. There's one specific one I'm looking for. That's not it. Because I wrote a book, and it was sort of like Harry Potter, but it was like, oh, here's one of them. It was sort of like Harry Potter, but like with goblins and stuff, and it was a bit interesting. And here's one of them. It's I think I took the idea off like a Simpsons episode, I think, as well, because they were doing a take on like writing Harry Potter. It's called Goblins and Warlocks of San Francisco High School, which is very weird. That's the cover of it. I don't know if you can see it very well, but yeah. That was, I think I did like 8 years. There was 8 books, I think. I think I could be wrong. But my favorite one was definitely the first one. That's not it. Mostly because I just loved the cover of it. Thomas Peterson. I also had like a detective series called Thomas Peterson. This fellow with a huge nose. Death by Chocolate is the name of that one. I liked that series. I don't know how many I did on those. But yeah, I used to just love writing books and stories and stuff, which unfortunately I got out of. Well, I didn't get totally out of it. Recently I was writing one up on my laptop. And and it's not finished, but it's gonna be a very long story, and maybe eventually I'll release it if I do think it's good enough. Damn, I can't find the one I was looking for. No, that's not it. It's alright. It's alright. But yeah, I just loved writing stories. It was sort of just something I really got into, and I think that was how I channeled my creativity as a little kid. That was just something I did, and I don't know if my parents thought I was weird or if they supported it, but they definitely knew something was up with it, and they were always trying to get me to express myself with like drawings and getting me to write more books and stuff, different stuff like that. But that was always how it went, really. What's next? Um, well, I don't know what's next. This has been something I've been meaning to address, though. People have been thinking I've been really like getting out of Minecraft and I want to completely change my channel. That's not true. I have been getting more into music and other little subgenres of content similar to that, but I'm not doing music 100%. I never will. I always want to do Minecraft, and I haven't done it in a while, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna stop doing it. I'm always gonna do Minecraft and music. They're both just topics and stuff I really enjoy. So if I take a break from one, maybe I'm burnt out, because I know I'm burnt out from Minecraft creation right now. I've still been playing it most days on my own, but um, I'm gonna get back into content soon. Hopefully, I'm just in a bit of a burnout stage right now, and until then, I'm just doing music. And then when I get back into it, I'll just do both because I love doing both. So yeah, that's it. Well, if I wasn't doing content, like if YouTube didn't exist, okay. Um, wow, that's an excellent question. I'm trying to think of like what I did before YouTube, apart from playing Minecraft. Um, that's a really good question. I think on some level I'd still be doing like music because I used to start out with like simple apps that like looped music. You just get a looper and put different sounds together. That's how I started out. And I think gradually, if I hadn't done YouTube, I would have continued on with that, and like I would have gotten more knowledge of it. I would have continued it, and eventually maybe something would have happened there, and I would have tried to make something out of music, like I am right now. So I still would have been on a similar path. But if not for that either, I don't know. I think I would have gone into like computer science. I would have done that sort of stuff, and that would have been a job I took in the future. And yeah, I think I would have become like maybe a game developer or something like that, or a web designer. I don't know. I've always really wanted to go into game developing, um, stuff like that, creating of games and stuff like video games. I've always thought that was just incredible. It's something I really want to do, and I'm probably still gonna do that even outside of YouTube. I'm gonna continue YouTube and content creation, and I might still do something to do with game developing and that sort of stuff, game creation. Well, I think one of the key events that happened that sort of changed my channel maybe um was back in, it must have been 2021, so like 3 years ago, coming up in July I think. um I had my dog, my my dog Beans. He got cancer probably just before 2021, and he developed it, and we knew eventually we would have had to put him down. But then in July 2021, we did have to put him down after so many surgeries. We kept him for so long, and I remember sort of a few weeks or months before the end, he had this big surgery where he had like a tumor in the side of his mouth, and they had to get rid of it. They had to completely remove like the cheek of his mouth. So like if he was a human, you could literally just stick your entire hand in his mouth. Um, yeah, and then we made sure he wasn't in pain. And then in July, we sort of knew by that operation that it wasn't going to save his life, and that soon, very soon, he would have to go down. We would have to put him down to make sure he wasn't in any pain, because there was nothing really we could do at that point. He had so many different tumors inside him, but we made sure he wasn't in pain. And in July we did have to put him down, and I was there for his final moments. You think you're prepared for stuff like that when it happens, and I remember going in there with him, and we were all cuddling him, we were holding him, and we just made sure he was okay. And the vet came in after a few minutes. She asked if we were ready. We said yeah. We laid him down on the table, made sure he was okay, and at the time you had to wear face masks. I took off my face mask. I don't care if I got sick or if I got anyone sick or if anyone had COVID or anything. I wanted him to see my face in his final moments. So she put the thing in him, and whatever the chemical is or whatever it is, and I could see it flowed into him, and he was fine for a few seconds, and then you could see he just sort of flopped down. He was still trying to stay awake, and then after a few seconds he was gone. And I remember that was the worst moment in my entire life. And if someone is going through that, it's like, it feels like your entire world is ending. Like, if someone looked at you during that moment, they'd be able to see, wow, their entire world is coming crashing down right now. That really became a defining moment for my channel, because it was just like the end of so many things in my life and on my channel. Just happened. I stopped creating consistent content for a while, and then when I came back I was sort of into edits, because I made like a little montage of pictures and videos of Beans' best moments in the world that I had, and I just loved that. When I came back I sort of saw a spark in that. I was like, I want to create more stuff like this for memories, so we can look back on this in the future and be like, I remember this. So I want to remember him forever, and I always will. And I think that sparked me like creating edits, and that was really a defining moment for me, because I now post stuff like that, like on my Snapchat public profile, my TikTok, sometimes YouTube Shorts, occasionally, it doesn't matter. But yeah, that was one of the most defining moments. And if I had to choose another, I'm trying to think of all the stuff that's happened in the past few years. I don't know. I think the only other thing I could think of, because I can't think of anything else, was Anime Kids, that song. I created that, I wrote that as a parody, and it was in the works for months, because originally, if you didn't know, it wasn't supposed to be themed about me. Originally, it was supposed to be themed about one of the old Yacraft members, Oddlife, Oddlife123, and then it sort of got changed. We got out of it for whatever reason, and then a few months later it came back again, and it was supposed to be themed about Ash MC, who I mentioned earlier from Creatorcraft. It got rethemed to that, and then for some reason we never did that. But then eventually it came around again, and it got themed about me, and we actually made that for some reason. But now you can still see their names in the credits, which is very funny. But that became a defining moment for my channel, because that was the moment when I was like, maybe I can also do music as well as Minecraft. Maybe they can go hand in hand as well. And that sort of changed my channel a bit, because that was the first like proper piece of music I did. It was also my first ever parody, like my first ever parody that I've written, and I think there's only so far been one other one. Now I do have several more in the works, thankfully, like 3 or 4. One of which is set to come out only in a few weeks now. And yeah, that just changed the face of my channel completely. Thank you so much for coming in. This was actually so fun. You want the? Oh no, we don't need the microphone. Yeah. So what do you guys do anyway?